Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the PTK podcast of the year. During this series, we'll be talking about college struggles, resources, and help you achieve your goals. I'm your host, Jadalyn, and today's episode is one I know a lot of us need right now. This topic has been all over my Google search: how to transfer to a 4-year university without losing your sanity. Between the deadlines, the personal story essays, and figuring out which credits actually transfer, it can all get overwhelming. But don't worry, you are in the right place. Today we are joined by someone who has not only been through it, but now helps students like us reach our goals. Whether you are already deep into applying, or you are just starting to think about how it may be for you, this episode is for you. So go ahead and grab your headphones, get comfy, or throw this on while you're driving, walking to class, or taking a break from studying. Let's get into it.
Hi, my name is Michele Haggar. I am the director for our Career and Transfer Connections office here at Southwestern College.
What are the most common challenges students face when transferring from Southwestern College?
I think one of the biggest challenges for students is a lack of knowledge and awareness, because the process for transferring has gotten a lot more complicated and really requires direct support from our transfer center. And support looks like connecting with counselors, connecting with our staff to learn about all the different pieces of information that you need to have so you can make sure that you're transferring correctly. I think that's one piece. Another really big challenge to transferring is that sometimes students don't think that they really are ready to transfer, or that they have enough courses to transfer, or that they don't know what major they want. They don't know what, their major here looks like at other universities. Sometimes they don't know what universities are out there and which ones have their majors or their fields of study. So I think it's a combination of really not knowing where to go, not having the information at your fingertips, and then not knowing for yourself what you want to do and where you see yourself.
So what services or resources does CTC offer to help students with these challenges?
So the Career and Transfer Connections office specifically supports students who are trying to, one, obviously transfer to a 4-year institution, but also get an understanding of where they fit in the world of work. There's an intrinsic relationship between transferring and understanding what career or field of study you want to be in. And so those two actually go hand in hand. You can't really transfer to a university unless you've decided what major you want. And that major is going to tell you what field of study you're going to be in. And sometimes not everybody knows that right away. And that's totally okay. I didn't. I was one of them. I went to a community college. I didn't meet with a counselor, and I didn't utilize any of the services there. And as a result, I ended up taking some classes that I didn't need. And I spent more time at the community college that I needed to, because I didn't make the effort to ask questions. I was nervous. I was shy. I was a first-gen student. These are some of the things that our students face as well. So really, I think some of the resources that we offer that actually weren't there when I was a student, so you all are very lucky that you have these resources, so take advantage of them. First of all, our counselors will go through and have conversations with you about what your major is, what your interests are, how they align with different industries, and then help you connect the courses that you need to take to the majors that you want to pursue at the 4-year university. Sometimes students will count on their friends who have transferred into similar majors, and their friends will give them advice about, oh, you should take this class, it's transferable. Your friends are wonderful. Your friends are great people to have in your lives, but they are not counselors. So as much as we want to trust our friends with everything, don't trust your friends with your advice regarding transferring. That's the number one. Career and transfer are actually very much intrinsically related, meaning that you really can't have one without the other. We all want to have a wage that will allow us to have the lifestyle that we want, to buy the cars that we need, or to feed the family that we have, or to fund the things that we need to have in our lives, like bills and things like that, right? Rent, we all have to pay rent. Can you have a livable wage without a bachelor's degree? Yeah, you can. But those jobs and those industries are very niche. There's not a lot of them, and they take a certain type of person. That doesn't mean that you're not that person. Maybe you are. But at the same time, as you're making decisions around what level of degree you want to achieve, you have to know the career trajectories. You have to understand, if I achieve this level of education, how much money can I make? The other thing you have to consider too is, how long do you want to be doing this job? Your situation can change. You might need to shift careers. So what happens when you don't have that level of degree or that certificate to get into that next industry? Yeah. So understanding what your career path looks like, what income looks like, is really important and part of understanding transfer. That's another level of conversation that you can have with our counselors. Additionally, part of understanding all of that is exploration. So some of the other resources that we have are our career and transfer connection coordinators and our staff. Our staff sit down with students and help them with resume development. Our staff helps students prepare for interviews, find internships and jobs. How is that connected to transfer? Well, part of transferring is understanding what major you want. And understanding what major you want is taking on internships in different fields to see if you like it. One of the best ways to figure out what you do want is understanding what you don't want. So that's what it is. It's exploration, it's experience. Our office also connects students to employers in different industries, like connecting them with internships or part-time jobs. We also host panel presentations where students can sit down and listen to employers from different industries tell their stories. Also, talking to university representatives, because where are you going to learn from the horse's mouth, directly from the source? These are the programs that we have. These are the resources we have. This is how we connect students to jobs. You can learn that from university representatives. All of those resources are right here on this campus. And we offer that through tabling. So our university reps will come and table on campus to meet with you. You'll often find them in front of the Cesar Chavez building at the Chula Vista campus, and also on our transfer fair. So if you're watching this and it's the fall semester, fall 2025, our transfer fair is happening on October 16th, Thursday, October 16th. We will hopefully have about 35 to 40 university representatives here. Yeah, it's a day.
That's a lot.
Yes,
yeah.
It will happen in the Mayan Hall patio over by where the bus stop is, in case you are familiar. And you get to meet with our university reps. They'll be here from 10 to 1. And another layer of connections to continue to help students make decisions is college tours. If you're transferring to university, you want to know what it's going to look like. You want to know where the cafeteria is. Is the food good? Where's the library? You know, maybe sports and you want to see the sports fields. Maybe you're into law and you want to go to the law department. We offer college tours. All you got to do is come to our office, give us a call, say hello.
That's so cool that you struggled with this, but now you help people with it.
Yeah, that's part of why I do what I do. I love the job. This is my dream job, by the way.
I know you mentioned the fair. Is there like workshops that you guys have planned out already, or?
Perfect question. Part of the transfer process is completing the application. And as I mentioned, the application is complicated. So it's very important, one, you meet with a counselor ahead of time before you start your application to make sure that you have all the courses that you need. We have drop-in assistant workshops where you'll get to drop in, sit down in a computer lab, work on your application, and there will be counselors circling in the room to answer questions as you're completing the application.
That's cool.
That has been sort of like the bread and butter for students, because I didn't have that. So, you know, application CSUs and UCs is always October 1st through November 30th, no matter what year it is. It's always October 1st through November 30th. UCs and CSUs have found a way to open the application so you can start your application, but you cannot actually submit it. The submission window is October 1st through November 30th. When should you submit your application?
October?
Sometime in October, yes. When should you not submit your application?
November 30th.
Yes! Well, have you ever used Ticketmaster?
Yes.
Right, to buy concert tickets, right? And maybe it's like a really popular concert, right? You have to go on and it crashes, right? Because there's 17 million people trying to buy tickets. Well, guess what? That's going to happen on November 30th. So don't wait until the last minute to submit your application. Whatever you do, do not wait. Submit early, submit on time, and don't wait. Make appointments, get all your ducks in a row, make sure you have what you need, be informed so that when it's time for you to participate in these workshops, you have everything you need to submit on time and with less stress. Now, if you're applying to a UC, what's different between a CSU and a UC application?
Is it the essay?
Yes, you have to write personal statements. You can start working on those personal statements right now. You can hammer those out. You can feel really confident and get those done. I'm going to mention this. There is something AI. I don't know if you all know what it is. And I'm being sarcastic.
A little thing
called AI. How you use that tool to tell your story. AI is not you. AI is a supplemental tool designed to help you get started. But ultimately, it will not sound like you if you just give it a prompt. And if you need help with your personal statements, where should you go?
CTC?
Yay! You're catching on.
You mentioned that you were a first-gen student. Do you have any advice for other first-gen students that might feel a little overwhelmed or lost during this?
So I was, like I said, I was the first, and I have a younger brother, and I had to kind of figure everything out for him. So I think some of us, like the older siblings, are out there to figure things out, and then you communicate, that information to them. So my parents and my younger expected me to know my stuff. And I think that's a lot of pressure on us and can be really scary. I know it was for me. So I think in retrospect, the most important thing you can do is ask questions. Find someone that's willing to help you. Surround yourself by people that want to see you succeed, and don't be afraid to keep asking questions. I highly doubt you'll encounter someone here at Southwestern College that isn't willing to help you, especially in our office and especially with our counselors. So my advice to those who are first-gen students who are trying to figure things out, ask for help.
So how can students get in touch with CTC or stay updated with what's offered?
That is a great question, because I'm sure you want to do that after hearing all this good stuff, right? So like I said, you can follow us on Instagram. We have a website through the Southwestern College page. We have a Linktree, and our Linktree will connect you to every single thing that our office is doing. Workshops, employer connections, tabling, university rep contact information, and events and schedules. And then obviously come by the Transfer Center. Say hi. Sometimes we have snacks for students too. So if you come by, we'll score you some snacks.
Where's the Transfer Center located right now?
So we are in the Cesar Chavez Building, 68. So if you're familiar with where financial aid is, where the cashier's office is, where records is, that is where we are located.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So Instagram, website, and in person. And then is there that you'd like to share with our PTK members and then just any other students that could use the information?
I think that, well, one, I'm really excited and so that you invited me to share this information with you guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah, it's my first time, so I had a lot of fun. You're a great host, I guess.
Thank you.
And then the other thing I wanted is being a PTK student is an honor. Is it that I think not all students get the opportunity to do. And in many ways, you are also role models. Be the pollinator. Share your information. Share your knowledge, and know that it's often through word we hear about the most important resources around us. And so I'm really excited for all of our PTK students, and I encourage you to be that support for your network and for your fellow students and yourself. So if you want to see me in person, I'm over there. You can come and say hi, come and meet our team. So yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I think that sums it up. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah.
I loved your answer so much. I much.
Awesome.
And I'm sure everyone watching is going to use it.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Huge shout out to Michele for being such a real one and walking us through the chaos that is the transfer process. If there is one thing I would want you guys to take away from this, is that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, and it's totally okay if it takes you a week to type anything more than the first paragraph of your personal essay. Phi Theta Kappa is here to be a support for you. So lean into it. Talk to your advisors, your professors, your PTK fam. Don't gatekeep good info, so share this episode with someone who might be struggling or who just needs that little push to get started. And hey, if you have any questions, ideas, or even want to come on the podcast yourself, reach out. We would love to hear your voices. Until next time, stay hydrated, stay hopeful, and stay out of that transfer rabbit hole at 2 a.m. Thank you for listening. I'll catch you next time.